like he just got a slight edge, kind of figuring out, what horses are going to be better, whatever. But he also made a lot of bets. Like the computer would place like 1,000 bets a day, kind of thing, right? Like no human's going to do that, right? Um, and these guys, I think it was over the course of 3 years, they made $1 billion doing this back in the 90s, if you could believe it, for horse racing specifically, right?
Amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, goes to show, that there's an edge you could get here with AI, right? And I think that's very interesting. I mean, horse betting is one thing, right? Horse betting is that's kind of hard to predict, right? But I mean, Polymarket has everything. It's got sports, right? It had the World Cup. It has political events that are happening. It has, when is ChatGPT 6 coming out? You know what I mean? Like you could bet on anything, right? You could bet on if your neighbor's moving next week. You know what I mean? Like there's like anything you could bet on, right? And the thing is that like if you could use AI to help you get an edge, and then especially if you have some sort of insight yourself, right? Maybe you work in the field, maybe I wouldn't, insider trading is not illegal when it comes to these things. They are starting to arrest people in certain situations, like for example, there's like a military captain or something that bet on Polymarket that they're
Let,
going to invade Iran or
let's
something,
just
and
let's just say the truth. Insider trade is not illegal for government officials.
then
Okay, let's just keep
well,
it at that.
this is even further than that. Yes, and that I agree with. Yes, absolutely. That's why Nancy Pelosi's doing so well and all the other ones.
Yeah.
Um, that I fully agree with. But this goes even further. You don't have to be a politician, right? You could just have an edge of some sort, right? And it's not technically insider trading. There are no laws around this yet. Okay? They probably will add laws and we could argue whether that's a good idea or not. I'm not even sure that's a good idea. But right now, there is no insider trading around it. So if you have some sort of insight, you work in the field, you know someone at the company, you know someone's doing this, and on top of that, you help AI figure out what to bet on, I bet you can make a ton of money. You know what I mean?
Robert, did you hear the story that they I don't know, laid off or removed the speed or the what do you call it, the thing the speech goes on for Trump, the teleprompter. They removed the teleprompter operator because he was going on
I
one
did
of
hear this.
the signs, and he knew what the speech would be about, and he was able to. And I guess he can't. Like you said, there was nothing breaking any laws. He just had that inside edge, and then he was using it on one of these Perplexity or one of these other things, and making money. And they had a little blurb that they removed him, I guess, or whatever. But I never heard anything else. But I thought that's pretty ingenious, you know?
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, I mean, if this was the stock market, that would be considered insider trading, but it's not the stock market. You know what I mean? And there aren't laws around like that for prediction markets, right? And will there ever be laws? I would argue that it's probably a bad idea to add laws like that because in some sense, prediction markets are very useful as helping you figure out what's going to happen in the future, right? Like it predicted the last election like almost perfectly. Like they predicted like every single state. They predicted the that Trump was going to win by a landslide when everyone else was saying the opposite, right? Like they're just like truth machines, you know what I mean? And one of the reasons why they're such good truth machines is because of like the insider trading stuff, right? Which is not actually insider trading, but Um, so yeah, so that's my thought there. I think prediction markets are very interesting. We have poly market working almost. Last week, I was struggling a bit trying to figure out my crypto wallets and stuff. That was such a complicated thing to do. But I think that's all sorted now. So we could actually just, yeah, we could actually just do that, right? We could actually just use prediction markets to trade, right? We could use Polymarket. I think that's almost all good to go. We could actually start making some strategies for it or just directly trading with it. Like we could do this agentic trading thing with that too, right? Where you link up Polymarket as a broker and now you could actually get the prices of things. You could do an analysis around it and say, hey, I want to place a bet on this game, right? Let's say when the World Cup was playing Spain versus whatever else, right? What are the odds for that? What are the things you could like have it like analyze stuff for you, right? Or you could talk about, when is ChatGPT 6 coming out and they can actually do the analysis on it. And then if you have your own data behind it or your own edge, you could actually add to that too. And I think that there's probably some very interesting ways to make money with prediction markets. That's kind of my thought process here. And I think that'd be a very interesting thing to finish up because we're getting close to the finish line with that one. Specifically with poly market, we could talk about, Kalshi and Predictive. We could add the other ones later on as well. But poly market, we're pretty much almost fully working. So we could finish that up there. There's two different ways to do that. You could use prediction markets to trade, or you could use prediction markets to help you trade on other markets, right? So you could either place bets on the prediction market, or you could use the prediction market to help you figure out what to trade on other markets like the stock market, right? So the prediction markets have things like what's going to happen to the earnings of all these different companies, right? There's predicting that Nvidia is going to beat its earnings, that Google's not going to beat its earnings. You could take that data and actually trade the stocks with that data, right? So there's two ways I think we could use prediction markets, right? And I think both are very interesting, right? So yeah, so there's prediction market stuff. We could work on SPX strategies, right? A lot of people trade SPX. So we could do a whole bunch of stuff around that. And again, I think a lot of these things we probably should be using AI to do them. I think it'd be very interesting to use AI to actually build these strategies as opposed to let's make a strategy, let's use Python code, whatever. If we could just get the AI to actually do that for us, I think it'll be much easier to make these strategies and maybe we could even get better insights out of it. The only thing is back testing will be slower and it kind of costs some money to do that. But I think a lot of really good potential here. Then there's poor man's covered calls. We could work on that. We could work on a futures momentum bot. We could work on Pelosi or Congress trading, which I think is also very interesting. I'd love to do that. We can make an insider trading bot as well. Insider trading gets posted to the SEC, so we could actually see what insiders are trading and see if we could actually beat the market doing that. We could also copy hedge funds, right? We could do factor trading, or we could also trade using level two order books, right? Any questions around any of that or anything you guys would want to add or change to that list?
Nothing I think of.
Okay, cool.